Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game Day here on the channel. It is Thursday, the 21st of August, 2025. And this is the final Game Day stream of 2025 because this is the last time that the Blues will take the field for the year. So what we'll do is we'll have some lunch, although I've eaten. You'll have some lunch. We'll hang out and preview everything that is about to happen tonight. How are we all? Who got here first? Chills. Of course you did. Of course you did. Welcome, mate. Hello, Hyde. Want to see the kids give it their all. Want to see how far Lucas has progressed since the start of the year. Could be the first winning milestone game this year. Oh, De Koning. True. I've kind of forgotten that it's De Koning's 100. Like, I know, like, it's clearly his 100th. I don't know, kind of skimmed over it a little bit, not going to lie. But yeah, that'd be nice. I just found out, according to Dan Gorringe on his podcast, I found out that the Carlton boys are having their Mad Monday or Mad Friday or Freaky Friday. They're having that tomorrow, is what according to Dan Gorringe. So, I hope they don't have one eye on tomorrow. And I hope that they just, focus on the task at hand and just get on with it. But we'll see. Hello, Moontide. Damien. Hello, mate. It is a very weird feeling. Yep. Hunter. Hello, Connor. Hello, mate. Bit of a weird feeling. So many players and coaches we don't know are staying or going. Yeah, that generally happens when you have a bad year, which we have. Hello, Graziella. Grace. Hello, Sam. Jonathan Terlato. Lana. Hello. Wooden Spoon Data. Woody. Mate. Have you sobered up? It must be a really fascinating time to be a Saints fan at the moment. How are you doing? Hello, Eric Terlato. Afrim. Sam. Am I going to the Jump Punch? No, I won't be at the Jump Punch live show. My brother is DJing, and I'm going to go watch his show. Hello, Nick Webby. Sad times, mate. This is it. This is the last game of the year. Jamie. Hello, mate. Always enjoy lunch. What is for lunch? What did you guys eat for lunch? I had a Reuben. Sandwich with a coffee. That's what I did. Let me get this link in here. Anybody want to join me? Have a chat? I've got a few clips that we can play. Got some things to talk about. Connor, you want to come on for a bit? No worries, mate. Danny, growing my hair. Yes, I'm going to grow it out a little bit. I think next week I'll get it trimmed. Yeah. It's going out. The thick mop is back. I won't be growing it out long. Hello, Gavin. Hello, Julie. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Dione. G'day, Matt. Tom, Mr. Game Day himself. Wordy, you worried they're not already thinking about the end of season while Essendon still have a game left? True. Well, Essendon have, Merritt's 250th and the rest. Huss. Hello, mate. I should buy the thing that reads out live chats. Could do that. I actually started looking into another software today. StreamYard's been good, but there's a few things that could be better. And if this other platform works better, then I might be making the switch. So we will see. Hello, Matt. It'll basically be the exact same concept. You're in a live chat. You hit the link. You come in. Yeah. Kylie. Jen. Everyone said that Charlie is engaged. True. We didn't even touch on that yesterday. He got engaged. Hello, Maz. Christina Bombonati. Alana. Woody, you've had too much celebratory booze over the last few days. Does that mean you found your way at the ESPY? It's just incredible stuff. Hello, David. Did we trade Harry yet? Not yet. Rocco, you're in WA, so you are, what's that, 9 a.m., 10 a.m.? Yeah. All right, let's chat. Eric,
Hello.
what's up, man?
Nothing. Hang on. I'm just working. All right, we're good. All right.
Happy game day.
Thanks. I'll be watching tonight.
You will?
Yeah. I think we'll win. I mean, like, I was looking at an Essendon live stream last night, and they're confident. They don't rate us at all.
Where were you watching?
What's it called? It's with the girl.
My banter.
Yeah, that's it. But none of them had any idea who our players were or our team at all, but they were confident, which is standard.
Did you watch last night?
For what, the teams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you see when Joey was on? He was like glazing our players, and I was like, is he being serious? Is he setting it up? I couldn't quite figure out what he was doing, and I couldn't quite get a read on if he genuinely believed that the Blues are still power. I don't know.
The common idea was if we stop Harry, we'll win because their smalls are no good and Sard can't defend. So,
okay,
that's their idea.
That's the Essendon. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. Do you think at some point between now and the first bounce, people will remember that it is a rivalry game?
I think the fans know. I think we hate each other more than Collingwood. I don't think Essendon really care about Collingwood as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Collingwood's been too good for us to really. I mean, Essendon and the Blues really care about growing up because, like, I don't know about you, but when we were growing up, it was like we had no chance. So it was like, oh, well, we can pick on Essendon and St Kilda then because at least we've got a chance of winning.
Yeah, fair. I kind of think it'll be I was pretty confident about the game, and then I listened to Dan Gorringe talk about how it was the Carlton's Mad Monday tomorrow. Or what do you call it, Mad Monday, when it's not on Monday?
I don't know, piss take, something like that.
Are we even allowed to call it a Mad Monday anymore?
I feel like this group won't do anything though. There's never really
true.
There's no larrikins, is there? There's no.
It's actually kind of smart. Like, get it done so you're not the last one, and let like the others play up.
I feel like we're like the good boys of the AFL. There's no real drama. I guess Elijah's a little bit different. But I guess there's no real dramas. There's no GWS scandals in Mad Monday. There's no.
Yeah, no, nothing. I don't put our players. I don't expect too many of our players to be caught up. I mean, you never know. I mean, they're all just they're just kids. Like, really, even when they're 25, they're still pretty kiddish.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen middle-aged men act like children. So,
well, I'm enjoying all this Charlie conversation again. I don't think it's ever going to end.
What do you make of it? Are you just steadfast on it's pretty clear he's not going?
I don't get it. I feel like with the Blues, any news is good entertainment for the whole industry just because we're so easily baited. Like, there was all this news on Jack Martin, who's at the Blues, and now no one cares about him because he's in Geelong and he's been playing and he's been good. But, like, you don't see mainstream media talk about Jack Martin like they used to at Carlton. No one even mentions him,
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of like that amplifier as well. And like he said he's not going. Graham Rice said he's not going. Boss said he's not going. I don't know. Like,
well, Wiedering also referenced that the five of them, the core of them, they almost got this task that they've all committed to as well.
It's just interesting that, like, every fan base says all our players are shit until they're on the trade table, and then magically they want them. It's amazing. Charlie's a hack until we can get him. Now he's not a hack anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be. I'm just excited for the trade period. I love the trade period.
Do you?
Trade radio all day, listening to the 5 same ads on repeat.
I usually dread trade period because I want to do finals footy content, and I still do. But I think because I have the expectation now that it's going to be busy and there's a lot of untold stories that haven't been finished yet, now I am excited to get more clarity on what the final, like, is Jack Silvani, is he really leaving? And if so, where is he going to go? Like, Tom, okay, are we, like, when is the nomination coming, or when is the confirmation of it all coming? All these other players that are apparently retiring or whatever. Is Charlie really going to request a trade? So I am very, very, very excited to cover it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, we've been in this cycle for so long. It's just like the exciting part, the unknown, what's going to happen next year, who's coming in, what's going on. And then you start talking about what's a good deal, what's a bad deal. All those things are interesting. It's just, be nice if we were good again, which I think it's possible.
So tonight, confident?
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. No doubt at all we'll beat them. Did you watch? Have you been watching them?
The Bombers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing with some spirit. They're having a crack.
Yeah, it's just the skills aren't there, and it doesn't really click a lot of the time. But
I wouldn't say I mean, anything can happen. Isn't that what
the
story?
Port are better than the Dons. We know that, and we see what we did to Port.
Port are better than the Dons. Yeah. That's true. You know what's interesting? I love it when it's like, Port were terrible on the day. It's like, okay, well,
we did beat them.
Like, it's almost like a team didn't let them be good on the day. I don't know.
And I feel like there's this like new energy in the club that they want to at least have 2 good games under the belt to finish off the season well and do all that stuff. I just hope, like, oh man, it'd be so negative to lose to Essendon in the last round, going into the off season. Fuck.
It would. It actually would be pretty negative.
It'd be worse than. I don't even know.
I'm not writing it out. I don't view tonight as a guarantee. I think we will win, but, like, anything can happen.
Yeah. I mean, if Harry's where he's at last week, there'll be no dramas because the defense isn't great. And but it's just, with Harry, it's always an up and down kind of thing.
Yeah.
He hasn't, I don't know, people forget he's a Coleman medalist as well with Harry. It's so annoying, the conversations around him. Like, I don't know. We have good players. It's just a culture thing, and, we'll try and figure it out, I guess.
Yeah. We'll see. Final prediction? Winner in margin?
Blues by 55.
55? Oh,
yeah.
I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well, I'll catch you around.
See you soon, man.
See ya.
Danny.
Tez. Happy Thursday. I was going to say Friday. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm very good. What are you up to, mate? What's your Thursday bringing?
Not much, man. It was just at work, working from home, and I just saw you come on. I look forward to these team shows because it's all game day streams and team shows because it's so interesting. But not much, man. I'm just bracing the final game of the season. I just can't, as I said yesterday, can't believe that it's the end. But the guy that just came before me, he mentioned that Fiona, I think her name is, from Bobber Banter, that they probably don't know about our list. I feel like she does. I've gone on a couple of times when they've done the Took Slow or whatever that is called, and just to see what Tommy's doing over there for rating purposes. But I just but I can't see them. I can't see them winning, man. Like, it's I would actually do a wager. I'll shave my head if they win. I swear I will. They just can't win, and I'm putting it on the stream. I literally shave my head. It's not happening. It's I know might play funny games, spin silly prizes, but I feel like it's probably one of the most. I feel like I wasn't even this show against West Coast, and when we were versing them, that we were going to win. But yeah, it's just the team is decimated, and even with Walshy coming in and all the other, like, Cooper Lord going out, yes, but at the same time, I think Luke is coming in, and just the team, the composition of the team just stacks up. I feel, Terry. Even when we've lost the games against Fremantle and Gold Coast, we showed a lot. And I know they were very good. Essendon was getting good against Saints and stuff, but it's Saints, man. Like literally, they fucking have like 4 wins and a combined margin of 11 points, and they're fucking dancing there and just be at the SP just because they signed a player. It's fucking crazy. So I just don't really rate Saints, and you know why? Jake doesn't have Peter, but that's one. But now let's. What do you think? What are you thinking about the game, and what's your feeling like today? Just about the end of the season and everything.
I was really looking forward to the end of the year 8 weeks ago. I think in my reviews and my previews, I was saying I can't wait. Just get it over and done with. We're just inching closer to the end. You got to be very careful about, what you wish for, because now it's over. And yeah, I'm obviously excited for the change. I think there's room for disappointment. I think I would argue that the fan base has taken it relatively well, considering how much of a disaster the year's been.
Agreed, man.
Yeah. I think I don't know. What do you think? It's just because how much room for anger is there, and it's like we've said it all, or do you think it's just now we're finally getting what we want? We want the kids. We want these older guys to be held accountable. They're not playing, and so we're moving on from them, and therefore it's settling people down. Like, what do you think it is?
Interesting take here, Terry. I feel like it's been brewing since the tail end of last season. So I think the frustration really came from there, and that's when we saw the most of it, I would say, or the worst of it. And then coming into this season, there was a feeling like after what happened with the president, what happened with Jagger, what happened with Nick Newman, there was this kind of simmering feeling that something is going to go wrong this season. But nobody wanted to say anything about it. So when it eventually happened, the anger, I think the peak of the anger that I saw was when we lost against Sydney, because there was still hope again for our season. We could still beat GWS after that and go on a run. But when we lost that game, after actually playing out really good 2.5 quarters, that's when I saw like most of the, even you, I guess you were the most angry at that point as well. And it just kind of fell from there. So I feel like it's been a long time coming. It was brewing since the end of last season, and yeah, we just saw the worst of it then. And then after that, because we had so many young kids coming in, there's always something positive, I guess. When your season just goes to shit, that we see Cooper Lord in the position that he should be playing. He's not playing half forward. He's not playing wing. He's actually playing in the midfield since Chera went out. Then we see Finney Young playing that role, hybrid high forward, I think, and more on the wing, and then going into the high forward line and stuff as well. And we see all these young players come in, and then it kind of gives us hope. And then you're always wanting that win, that kind of, yes, we have had good 2 quarters when we have had our youngsters in, but then that game against Port really then gives you the hope, and that, okay, well, if we are on the right track, we've done our due diligence. We've backed Rossi. We're probably going to bring new assistant coaches around him. So because there's so many changes in the trade period as well, Terry, I feel like I'm going to be more engaged this season than ever, just because of the uncertainty of it.
Yeah.
So that's my feeling. I just want to ask you quickly, Terry, like, not that it's going to happen. Say, for example, in a hypothetical world, Charlie says, okay, I'm putting in a trade request to Sydney. What you as Carlton or Graham Wright would want for him? He's contracted to 2029, so keep that in mind.
From who?
From Sydney.
Errol Goulden.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. In the first rounder, or Errol Goulden, like for like?
As in the package has to have a bit of Errol Goulden in there, and then I would consider it. The beauty of signing a long-term contract for Carlton is that we have all the leverage. For what it's worth, I don't think he's going to leave. I think just Charlie had a bad year, which with the context of the ankle reconstruction and the knees, the screw taken out of his knee, like he didn't jump the same way in the air. His aerial capacity was almost not there this year.
Mm.
And he got caught wrestling a lot, and it took him a little bit to get back up to speed. He didn't have a full preseason. He didn't have the continuity. He didn't have his spring. And the team was performing poorly. The ball use was poor. Like, it all compounded, and it was just almost, what's that, Murphy's Law? Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. And I think he was just caught in that. I believe, get him fit, full preseason, and he'll have a much better year next year. I think Charlie's I believe he's a 2 to 3 goal per game forward. So what's that? 55, 60 goals in a year. That, I could be wrong, but that's what I think he is. We just saw Jesse Hogan have a great year at 31. Charlie's 28. I think he's now in the sweet spot of his career. This is what we waited for, this point in his career. So that's my take. I think Charlie's going to be okay, and that he'll be at the club. And now if he requests a trade, there's the one big if. Then there's the next big if of if one of these teams can come with a good enough deal for Carlton to even entertain, then cool. All right. But there's just so many big ifs here. And I find a lot of the conversation drifts towards the if as if it's fact.
Yeah, so, that's really put together, man, Terry, because we forget that, yes, 2-time Coleman medalist, 2022, 2023. And to be honest with you, before he was injury ravaged in the tail end of the season, he was leading the Coleman by, I think, round 13, round 14. So he was right up there. And he was actually like 5 or 6 goals clear, I remember. So we have a short-term memory in footy. I think that's every sport, be it soccer, recency bias is everything. But I feel like, him, Cherry Rifle, like if it's a really good preseason uninterrupted, and same with Walshy, we can do crazy things, man. And 100% we waited for this time with Charlie, and I don't think it's going to happen. But I was just interested to see what you're going to say, that if the trade was to substantiate. I feel like Chad Warner, even though I love Goulden, but I feel like Chad Warner, I want a similar sort of money, and also just re-sign. So I would say that's like, how they're saying that we need more ball users and also the speed. I think he kind of fits that profile very well in what Graham Wright and Vossi has said. So that's my 2 cents, brother.
I just find it really interesting. I think there's a bias towards the chaos sometimes. I think sometimes with fandom, there can be a subconscious leaning, maybe because we're Carlton supporters and we're just so used to things falling apart, but it's almost like it gets willed subconsciously into existence. Like, oh my God, Charlie's going to leave because Tom Morris, like Jacob Wiedering said the exact same thing about wanting to get out of the Melbourne bubble in the off season, but you won't see a headline, Jacob has expressed intention to get out of the footy lifestyle and, we'll maybe draw interest from Geelong for a better lifestyle. So I don't know, man.
It's funny, man, because I was watching Sports Day, the champion, I think Hoyne, was in the show, and then Sam Edmund was there. And then he spoke about Carlton really well. It was like a really short segment where he said that Charlie and Harry can work together. It's just that Harry has to be the main target inside our 50, forward 50. And then Charlie has to be the guy who actually, because they said that he was like the 3rd best kick outside of 50, like from the wing. And so he was like, he's such a good kick. We can utilize him as that, that person who actually connects up over 50 with the midfield, with his kicking, because it's so good and he's so accurate with his kicking. So that can happen. Just quickly, Terry, do you want to do a keep or the list quickly with some of the players that we think might stay or might not stay?
Can we do it with like 5 of them? Because I kind of want to do it together on Monday with the show.
Done. Okay, I'll give you 5 quick names. So can't really say Jack Silvani, can I? I'll give you Mitch McGovern.
What's the option? Keep or delist?
Keep or delist, yes.
Can we work out a deal for Mitch? Sign and trade?
Now that we have him on our terms, hopefully, and nobody comes for him, maybe re-sign him. Okay, that's good. Blake Acres.
Keep.
Probably spend some time with Lucas Camperelli or Alzio Fantasia.
I think we can replace him.
Good call. I think the same as well. So the next 2 names.
Oh, Orazio's contracted, I think. Is that right?
Is he actually? I think he's.
Oh,
Does
wait,
this contract?
Dion,
Is this
Dion, are you talking about? I think Dion. I don't know if he was talking about. Anyway,
Okay, so next two names quickly. Jackson Binns.
keep.
Alex Shinkora. He's a role player, so I don't know.
I like him. I don't
Mhm.
like the tagging role personally,
Yeah, same.
but I do like him. I like his work ethic. I don't think he costs a lot.
Nah, I don't think so either.
Rookie.
Rookie him and Finn Young last. Sorry.
I'm not fully sold.
Hmm.
Not
Would you
sold.
give him a year? Would you give him a year or just to list him or rookie him? What would you do? Or he's a rookie anyway, I guess.
Yeah, like at max a year. Like at max. Yeah.
He's a good depth player. But now it's good, man,
Yeah.
Terry. Thanks for doing this exercise. But for what it's worth, I feel like it's, as I said, put myself on the line, but I feel like we're going to win by at least 6 goals. At least.
Mate, bring it on.
Bring it on, brother. And yeah, no, man, have a good off season, man. And obviously, I'll chat to you anyway. But yeah, last team show or game day show. But yeah, man, it was amazing. And thanks for everything that you do for us. We really appreciate you, man. Love you.
No, mate. Love you too, bro. Speak to you soon.
Cheers. Thank you.
Tom,
Hey mate, how are you?
where's the backdrop?
I'm at work today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why I was getting confused.
maybe.
Okay.
Roaming game day today.
Yep. How's work?
Oh, it's all right. Good as work can be. Just on my lunch break. Just yeah.
What's for lunch?
making a living. I'm not too sure yet. Working in the city today, so there's a plethora of options. So see how we go.
Do you have a go-to?
Yeah, don't mind a bit of a burrito or a banh mi or something. They're normally pretty good around here. So
Oof, burrito. Yeah, I don't mind a burrito. Like from Guzman y Gomez.
yeah, sure. Yeah, they're all down here. Mad Max, Zambro. Sort of get a plethora of options.
Mate, love it. Tonight, team thoughts. What's on your mind?
Yeah, it's bit of an interesting game now that you've said the Dan Gorringe piece about maybe
Mm.
the eyes might be looking forward, but
Mm.
I think Vossi's going to really try and pull them in this game to just sort of have that little uptick going into next year. I think, especially with the leaders with Pripper, Wiedering, especially after what Wiedering said this week, I think it's a bit too much on the line for personal reasons. I think more than a failed season, Mad Monday, or whatever you want to call it. Like they're not celebrating a great season, sort of thing.
Yeah, true. Maybe that was just more of a Dan Gorringe thing, the way he used to approach Mad Monday.
Oh, of course, and he's sort of in that sort of player generation where they do hit it a bit harder, and I think maybe 2023 Carlton might have hit it a bit differently as well. But I think there might be a bit of realism in the celebration for this year. I think
You'd hope so. Look,
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Good
I
on 'em.
think
They've worked hard. They deserve to celebrate, but at the same time,
yeah, well, I think their attitude over the last few weeks, I back him in to come with the right attitude for the game.
yeah. No, I think there's definitely, yeah, I think last week's a good thing to build off. I think Essendon will want to finish their season off, even though they've got one more game. But this is sort of their last game in Victoria. So I think that they want to probably show a bit something for their supporters as well. The young guys there'll be a lot of people fighting for spots in the Essendon side as well with who's left. So I think there'll be a bit to give in this game tonight, but I still think we just get over the line.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
there'll be anything too convincing about it. I think Port Adelaide were a different kettle of fish. They're completely depleted as a team, but I think it'll be just one of those uncomfortable games that will end up winning by 2 goals, maybe.
What is your guess as to the reception De Koning gets tonight, if anything out of the ordinary?
It'll be an interesting one. I've been thinking about it this week. Like, the banner's going to be 100 games for TDK. Like, do the cheer squad have a hope you stay on the banner? Like, there's just so many things people like. Even the interview for his 100 games. Like, surely that's your perfect time to say, "Are you staying?" Like, I know it's a club interview, but everyone's been tiptoeing around the fact that the question still sits with him, and it's kind of like the silence is deafening, I think, at this stage.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I mean, he's basically just exercising his right to get to free agency is what's happening, and he's going to wait until the actual offers come.
For sure. And I think that there's he's contracted to October, which will be his exit interview. So there'll be every option there where he might be playing it smart and they might be offering him something. And, someone like, Mitch McGovern's not going to get his contract. So all of a sudden there's a little bit of money that frees up that he can sit down in his exit interview and go, okay, if you give me an extra 200 grand, I'll stay. Like, there's that sort of option that can still play out as well. They might be able to, the money that they had at the start of the year is going to be different to the money that they have at the end of the year as well. So they've still had that to play out. So it could just be that he just doesn't know his answer yet.
Yeah, fair. Frankie Evans.
Yeah, I think he should have a good game. He's playing on the new kid, Nguyen. So I think he should be able to get on top of him there. That kid's he's very good. He's played on a few good small forwards, but yeah, I don't know. Frankie's running hot at the moment. So, and
Would you keep?
I mean, you were just having the conversation about who you'd keep. I'd give him a contract over Flynn Young if I was going to pick out of the two.
Yeah, I mean, Flynn Young's like a 2-goal game tonight away from me saying maybe give him a year.
Oh, absolutely. And he has the attributes that we are crying out for, but I just think we have been crying out for a small forward for years that impacts the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And we're finally seeing, and I'm not saying Frankie Evans is going to turn into Prime Eddie Betts, but if he's good for 2 games a week, 2 goals a game, it's all of a sudden that's all we've wanted in a small forward.
What's your random prediction for the game?
Random prediction is Cripps kicks 4.
Okay.
Because
sorry, go ahead.
because I just think they'll play him a lot forward tonight. Try and stretch the backs of Essendon.
I think so. Usually in a game of footy, you get rewarded for the unselfish play when you set up goals or if you handball over the top and give a teammate a goal where you could have taken it yourself. I thought Jesse Motlop did that a lot last week and he was unselfish. And I thought he would get the reward in the game last week on the scoreboard. I think Jesse Motlop will have a nice little 4-piece tonight.
Yeah, he looked a bit more dynamic last week, the way he was hitting contests and sort of breaking lines. Like, there was a few almost moments that went to other people. You were right. So I think, if he just sort of keeps that form going, you'll sort of spark a bit of intrigue as well.
Well, he was also just in the forward line for the majority of the game.
Big difference, what we've been saying all year. You play a player in position. It's amazing what happens.
Yeah.
What do you think, just quickly, about our centre line with Walsh on the wing and Ollie Hollands on the other wing?
Oh, mate, it's that's what it should be. Is what I think.
Agree.
Yeah,
But we all
I think it's great.
A lot of wingers in this week as well, so it'll be interesting to see how they play that.
Yeah.
Play around with that.
Well, I mean, we did the ratings earlier in the week. Walsh, what was it? 9 pressure acts, 0 tackles. I mean, we are a team. I mean, there's already a pretty big emphasis on defensive mentality in terms of hit the contest hard and sort of defend for your life. It's like we're almost just crying out for someone to be the offensive player, to receive it and go and do something with it. So if Walsh is going to be playing like that tonight, then yeah, I think that's the move.
Yeah, I think if Walsh has the game that he had last week, the game's not going to be up in the air. I think we'll win sort of comfortably because they don't really have the cattle to run with him and be that sort of. Even though Zach Merritt's in the team, he's been more playing inside this year because he's had to.
Yeah,
They haven't really got anyone left. But yeah, I think also they get on top of Goldie, which will be a big thing to get clearance numbers going our way. I think, again, that'll be a big thing to go on a win tonight.
Well, Tom has a great record in recent times against Todd Goldstein. Now, maybe because O'Keefe's been named in the ruck and DeConing's been named as a forward, maybe we'll see more minutes in the ruck for O'Keefe. We'll see how that one.
I think that's just a strategic thing, and then DeConing will play most of the time in the ruck. Because the last thing Goldstein will want to do in the last pretty much game of the year is follow a 21-year-old around and Tom running around. Like, he's had a long enough season.
Fair.
But yeah,
fair. All right, mate. Where are you watching tonight?
I'll be there tonight. So, yeah, hopefully enjoying a win, and then we'll chat about it on the final fan cams of the year.
Oh, man, why are you going to remind me? What's that about?
Oh, I don't know. It's just I'm feeling nostalgic of this season.
I've been like, it's like, it's coming, the end is coming, and then the end arrives, and then I get nostalgic straight away. I get emotional. I'm like, fuck. Like,
yeah.
Like, but I know it had happened.
I enjoy feeling hopeless and just ruining my week listening to people that are at the same point in time. Yeah.
All right, mate. We'll speak to you tonight.
Have a good one, mate.
See ya. Andy.
Terry.
Happy game day, mate.
I'm getting excited talking about the potential outbound and inbound, and talking. I've got a mate that's a Sydney supporter, and he's like, "Oh, Kerno, we've got our eyes on him." And I'm like, unless the conversation starts with Heaney, Gould, and Warner, I think Carlton will be telling Sydney to see you later. And then, comes the hypotheticals. Oh, what if we gave you this and this? And I'm like, I'd take Haywood, and what's the other one that he said?
Braden Campbell.
Yeah, Hayden and Campbell, and there was another one. I can't remember. But
Laurent, yeah.
Yeah, oh, sorry, Florence and Haywood. I'm like, would you take that? And I'm like, yeah, probably would, with a pick. So it's just hilarious with, how, like, obviously because our season's over after tonight, all the talk's going to be happening. But it'll be good to see, because there's obviously a lot of speculation about what we're going to do with our list, on how hard we're going to be to deal with in the trade period. And I think if there's ever been a great time for a Graham Wright, and this is the year, because he doesn't I don't know, I feel like he's a little bit sneaky, and he's pretty
You there? Hello?
Hello.
Andy?
Baby, come back.
I'm guessing he'll come back. Andy, come back. I don't really have a video for it. Do I have a video for Andy? No, not really. Not really. All right, oh no, he's back. He's back. Hey, mate.
Sorry, someone called, and I think it just disjointed the connection. So, looking forward to the trade period. There's obviously a lot of talk on who we're going to get rid of. I wanted to rattle out 4 or 5 names, and you just spitfire.
Go on.
Spitfire, get rid of or keep. So it's leave and keep. You ready?
Leave and keep. Okay.
Leave and keep. Yeah. Chincotta.
Keep.
Fantasia. Got to be quick, Tez. You got to be quick.
I need context. Like, there's someone else go. Like, we need. What's the deal? What's the price?
It's just.
Wow. Leave. Leave.
Motlop.
Keep.
Will White,
Leave respectfully.
Fantasia. Sorry, not Fantasia. Frankie Evans
Keep.
and Silvani.
Leave.
All right, interesting. Like it, Tez.
What about you?
It's there's an argument that I've always had. I'll start with Sauce, right? An argument I've always had. I like Sauce. He's a heart and soul player. But if you look at his history, and how many games has he played this year? Because I've got to build that average in.
I think it's 14. I believe
Yep.
it's 14.
If you exclude his ACL year, he is a 12-game average player since his tenure with our club. 12 games.
Sorry. He's played 13 games this year.
13 games, yep. So that average is kept intact, right? So he's a 12-game average player per year. So for that reason and more, as good as he's looked in defence, we need players that play more. Like you can't always have players that lose that much. So the consistency with his body has been proven over a long period of time. So if he left, I wouldn't be crushed. I would hate that seeing him in black and white because I still think that there's just something not right about it. Like if he went to the Western Bulldogs, I'd be like, well done. But if he goes to Collingwood, I'm like, oh, you're a bloody spud.
Yeah.
Fantasia, he's looked all right in the last couple of weeks. Maybe if you had some forward line coaching, he'd be okay. Fantasia, see you later. Chincotta, I'm on the fence with that one.
You know, I think Chincotta could be. You know how we talk about we want to release this defender to run and carry a little bit more. I believe Chincotta could be the lockdown defender on a small.
Oh, no doubt. He's proven that.
I believe that would be a role that because I think he's so selfless and he's so hardworking. He's also been ravaged by injury this year. If you really think about it, he had a bad hip operation, hip issue. I personally believe if you could carve a role out, like maybe in that back line where he's taking the opposition's best small forward, I think what we've seen him do with the opposition's best midfielder at times, I think he could do something similar with small forwards and then allow the likes of, if Sard's around, let him be more offensively minded or Carroll or whoever we're bringing in. That's my best guess.
I guess the big thing, like when you've got any type of lockdown defender, it's also getting the ball and doing something yourself. Like you can't just be locked down. So like if we played Melbourne and I'm pretty sure he's done roles on Cozzy in the past. Like Cozzy's not going to have the ball for the whole game. So what is your purpose when he doesn't have the ball? And you've got to have an element of winning the ball yourself. And like Cooper Lord's like a perfect example. He's played lockdown roles, but he's got the ball and used it and created as well. So you have to have multi-facets of skill to your game. And that's where I think Chincotta has sometimes limited himself. Last year and in 2023 when we were playing him, I don't know if it was more his body was okay and he was playing with a bit of confidence, but he was playing lockdown roles, holding people accountable, but then getting off the leash because then they were just worried about him. But then he was like, I'm going to get off my man. Like, and, you know, the Tom Stewart tag when we played Geelong in 2023 was a perfect example. He just kept getting forward, kicking goals. And it was like, shit, this guy was wearing me like a glove and now I've lost him. So he's proven that he can do it. So I agree with you. Like he would be the perfect guy because he's disciplined, does the team role. So yeah, like I don't know. I think you could keep him as a depth player, and if he doesn't play every week, no worries. But you know, if he comes in and performs, then no problems.
Yeah. Predictions for tonight?
They've had a VFL side out there for the majority of the year, but if you look at their team on paper, it's actually not as bad as it's been in the last few weeks. So their back line is McGrath, Laverty, Newen. Newen's obviously new. Mason Redmond, and then you've got Blackiston, Roberts. So their backline isn't as bad. They don't have a real strong key. Like Laverty can hold his own though, but they haven't got a strong key. Then you
I
got
thought he
Xavier.
got injured last week. I
Who's
thought
that?
Laverty was sore last week. Am I making that up?
Nah, he came off, but he went back on. I think he rolled his ankle, and yeah, so there's an element of that as well. Like if I don't go through the whole list, their team isn't as bad this week because they've rushed players back. So Liam McMahon had his hand trampled. Zach Merritt's had hand surgery and they're rushing him back, which is just the stupidest thing you could do. And Laverty had a pretty bad rolled ankle or knee or something, but he'll play. So they're going to have a lot of sore bodies, as both teams will. Like both teams will have sore bodies because it's the end of the year, but they've got some real concerns to me that I don't know why you would rush your captain back. Just play your 250 in game one of next year. But my question to you, Terry, and this is something that our I don't really see our boys do. If you're playing, and no doubt it'll be Hewitt, on Merritt, do you go to Merritt and belt his hand? Because my answer is yeah, I would do that. I'd go, if you're on this field and you've got known hand surgery, I'm going to belt you.
Yeah, I mean, it's legal.
Don't give him an out because it's his 250th. It's just, again, I think it's so stupid that they've rushed him back. What are you playing for? You want to get a win, but hand surgery last game, second to last game of the year for them, and they've rushed him back in. It just doesn't seem like a smart football decision. Surgery for anything, even if it's a small surgery, you've had incisions. It doesn't take much to get infected and disrupt whatever they've done. So, therefore, if it's me, I really hope I see Hewitt just belting him.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Anyway, predictions. Looking at their team, they've been, putting up a bit of spirited. Look, I reckon we'd probably win by 4 goals, so 24 points, I reckon.
Surprise story of the game.
Surprise story of the game. Essendon pip us in the last 30 seconds or something like that.
No. Okay. I'm not asking that question for real.
yeah. No, I'm not the best person to talk to about that.
Fair.
Were you surprised with the ins that we brought in, like Lucas Camporelli and Will White? Were you surprised that they brought those guys in? I guess they're probably some of the only available AFL players.
Well, Will White didn't play, so he didn't have the 4-day break. Lucas played in the VFL, I believe.
Yeah.
He did, right? Is that right?
Yeah. He was one of their biggest, was one of the best players in their 100 and something point drubbing by Footscray. So, yeah.
So I thought there wouldn't be anyone playing who played in that VFL game. So that lends me to think that Lucas could be the sub, potentially.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to be honest, I don't really care. Just looking at, this was the game. They actually just got rolled in the second half, really. Absolutely smashed in the second half.
They've had that happen the last couple of weeks. They've just been absolutely belted. So not great because they were playing really, really well. I guess we've absolutely raped them for players. The AFL side, all the VFL players are playing in the AFL team, especially over the last few weeks. So,
we'll see what happens. Just get through, no injuries, and mate, thanks for calling in.
Just one quick one, Tez, before I let you go. Elijah Hollins.
Yep.
Have you heard anything on what's going to happen to him next season? You got nothing for me?
I am not a newsbreaker at all. I will leave that to others. I am strictly a news reactor too. That's what I am.
You would hear stuffy being in your circles, though, Terry. I couldn't.
Yeah, but okay, I'll tell you what I heard aka people texted me, aka people read shit on forums, screenshotted it, and forwarded it on to me. The rubbish, like the disgustingly rubbish rumors about him. You know, if it wasn't this player's girlfriend, it was someone like that stuff. And so, like garbage, like absolutely garbage. You know, so it's just been a really dark year for the dark side of the internet.
So, last question: stay or go for him?
We need to have a conversation. I need to know: is he going to be able to pull through? Is he going to be reliable? Can we rely on him? Can we trust him to be available? Can he get through what he needs to get through? And if the answer is yes, is there a clear roadmap? Has he changed his ways or whatever? Has he faced what he needs to face to get through? Then I think we can absolutely get through it. And I think he's good enough to play. He's contracted. But yeah, it's only on the proviso that he can, do his job. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm similar in my thoughts, but yeah, we obviously don't know where he's at and how the club's going to try to, I guess, get some clarity on that for the future. So, all right, man. Yep. Good luck.
All right, man. Thank you.
Well.
See ya.
We'll see you later.
Oh, the Whiskey Club. Can I just
How you doing, Terry?
This year, like every year, there's new revelations and there's new people that we find and we come across. Your weekly previews with the whiskey, like I don't miss them.
Thank you, I appreciate that, and sorry for tagging you as well. But
no, it's fine.
you're one of the inspirations for, I guess, investing a little more time and effort into the last few seasons. I'm not going to say love or enjoyment, but definitely thinking more about it during the week, even if it's been a year.
I don't know if that's a stitch up that I've given you or not, though. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, mate. I love it. I absolutely have a look at this. Terry, 20 degrees. Last game of the year. Carlton Football Club, Essendon Football Club, MCG. No roof to ruin it. How lucky are we? I feel blessed today.
Mate, I agree. Not a cloud in the sky. It's actually
I can't wait to be there. I cannot wait to be there. It's been tough going to games this year, I think, for most people. And I always like to mention that, those of us that can go to games, it's great. There's people interstate or people who in the country or people working when games are on. Everyone's just fortunate. So I try and think about that every time I get to, especially when I step onto the MCG in the park out there, get off the train at Jollymont and walk across. Every single time I see those lights. I see that stadium. If it's a home game, I hear that saxophone playing. Sun's out, and I think, fuck, mate, I'm going to miss this. And here we are. Last year was so shit, the final game of the year. St Kilda of all teams. If we win, we play finals. If we lose, we still might play finals. Eddie had or Marvel, just yuck feeling. Just apart from the Moya goal, it felt empty.
You've reminded me. You've given me. I might actually play that shortly after a little bit. I want to play that. I want to reminisce on that last round of the year, because from what I remember, the fan cams, it was we were flat, and then we were following the Port Adelaide score with Freo, and then we were like excited, but we also deep down knew that we were screwed anyway. Actually, that was really weird.
It was weird. It was. Do you remember the game when I think it was the women's soccer was going to play the final? So we all went to the MCG early, and every single person was watching the screens. And then, and even into the game started, people were cheering, and I don't think the boys on the ground knew what was going on.
Was that Melbourne? Like around 22-ish?
Yeah, it was Melbourne. The start. It was in the first quarter that it ended up finishing, and we won. And there was this massive cheer. Otherwise, in a pretty boring first quarter, which ended up being an amazing game, like all Carlton Melbourne games. I love a Carlton Melbourne game. It's been, hey, Terry, we've had some good times this year. It's been long. It feels really, really long. But we've had some good times.
Just a moment in time. It's just a moment. Honestly, it's just that's the part I try and learn a bit more every year. Like instead of getting all you have is the moment, and then I try and learn to not get too attached to the moment because the next moment just continues to come. But also at the same time, it's complex because the next moment's never guaranteed.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I think this year, without having really sat down properly and reflected yet, but it's going to be one of those years where just had to learn how to just keep moving and being fluid. I mean, it was like a false dawn. 0-4, but it's okay. We've done this before. Let's get out of the hole. But then when you really look back on it, it was over before it even begun.
It's never came. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I came to terms with the impotence of not being able to do anything about it a few years ago. Probably started with the Mark Murphy, Bryce Gibbs team, and then when that finished and this new generation of players started, which are now coming to another generation of players, I kind of figured, and it's a lot like you've had these conversations with people the last 2 days about what's going to happen and will he stay, will he move, what do you think? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what any of us think. It's not going to change the result. I wish it did, because I think if we had enough people power, maybe we could get this club going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But I said it to you, I don't know, when I first came on here, and I said the only solace that I get from 2025 is the end was so definitive so early this year that without it, we don't get.
You there? Serge? No way. Surely.
Hello.
There's no way. There's no way. Serge, you there? He's not here. There's no way. There's just no way. Oh, twice in one stream. Oh, he's gone. Oh, all right. I need a video. I need a good video for that when that happens. Okay, I'm gonna be on this. Serge, if you get back in, call in. All right, only Carlton.
Bro, he was about to drop some wisdom on us, bro.
I
We got robbed.
man. I was so excited for what he was about to say.
How you feeling about the game, bro?
Weird, relieved, sad, disappointed, excited, neutral.
Just every emotion under the sun.
Yeah, it's a bit of everything. I just want to be doing finals content. I was actually going to say this to Serge as he was talking, right? When I met Nathan Buckley a few years back, and I remember having this conversation with him, and I was telling him about what I do in the channel and whatever, and I can't remember what I had said in this particular moment, but it's what he replied to me. He said to me something really straight up to me. He's like, you do know that nothing you say or any of the fans say changes anything out there. He's like, you do know that, right? I'm like, yeah, I do know that. And I think that was basically what I was going to continue on with Serge about, we get so worked up and we're so emotional, which is, a good thing because that's what makes us special. But like, we can yell and scream all we like. We're not in control.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. They don't. Most of them don't listen, anyways. But it
Yeah.
just shows how passionate we are, man. Like we know we've been doing this for ages, right? Like, and we're still as passionate as we were 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've been like looking forward to the season ending pretty much since after the bye, but now I'm like, no way it's ending. I'm actually so oppressed. Like I'm actually so disappointed. Not because we've been shit. It's just like I'm gonna miss footy, even though we've been getting pumped every game.
It gives us, and we usually only really appreciate it when it's not there, and that's just life. But it does give us something to talk about, whether we're pissed off about something that's happening or whether we don't like what's happening and disagree with selection or agree with this or disagree with this or believe this or don't believe this or sack him but don't sack him or whatever. It gives us something to at least talk about. And I think for a lot of us too, one of the scariest parts of off season, I believe, is like you kind of have to face yourself every year, and for a lot of us, that's tricky to do.
Yeah, for sure. Would you? I know Elijah Hollands played on the. He played in the VFL. He had a decent game. I know we got pumped, but I don't know. Do you reckon he should have played
this week
just to get that one game at the end of the year for him to go out there have fun? No.
I'm not opposed to him not playing this year.
Yeah. Why's that?
Yeah. Well, because I don't know exactly what happened, other than he needed to step away from footy, and I mean, so I have sympathy for whatever may have been going on with him, but at the same time, like we lost him in the sense of like, so I think there's room for both. Like I do sympathize with him, and everyone's going through something, and he's got to get through whatever he's got to get through. He's got to grow from whatever's happening. But at the same time, like we were a man down for a big part of the year. So I think that might take some time to regain. I don't know. Maybe the group fully trust him and he's back on board and like 100%. I don't know, but I would guess that there'd be a little bit of time that needs to heal that from that point of view. And I don't even know if he's going to play. Again, I think he will. He's contracted, but I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I hope he does. I think he should have played. I don't know, because he's played the last 2 weeks in the VFL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, look, if he is like mentally ready and if he's fit, then I don't see why he wouldn't play, right? Just because it's like I feel like it would do wonders for him just to get out there, play with his brother against someone like Essendon, who we're probably not going to lose to, hopefully. Get some of the morale up with the team, but again, we don't actually know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
But
we
contracted
don't.
for next year, I really want him to stay. I think he's so important to the way we play. Like he brings that like mid forward connection that we missed all year. All year we've been missing it, right? Cottrell went out, Elijah went out. We tried putting Motlop in that position, it just didn't work out. Fantasia is just not that good in that position. He does his job, but like he brings run, he's a good kick, scores some goals as well. Like we missed him all year. So I'd hope it works out. I hope whatever he's going through, he gets through it, and plays next year. Because he's a good player.
Well, if he's fit and available, he's playing. He's in the best version of the team, I believe.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I'm not saying he's a superstar, although I did think he had all Australian level talent in there. So I did kind of glaze him up. But I thought he had a really good year last year, and I thought he was going to continue on there and go up another level. When you really think about it, we missed a lot of players. Like a lot of our what's the word? Like the hard running, high profile runners. Yeah. Like Cottrell, Walsh, Elijah are three guys that cover a lot of distance. So you miss them a lot in the rotation. That might have something to do with why we saw some of these smalls play in the midfield at times. We didn't get to see Jagger at all. Not to say he'd be a star, but I think Jagger would have been good enough to play 15 games this year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
he was slot in there.
So
if it wasn't for, but look, I mean, Jagger going out obviously was bad, but then we got to see Cooper Lloyd play, and he's also a star. Like he's been so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been tagging like I don't know. Again, I'm really big on Cooper Lord. I wanted to ask you, right? Is our midfield too packed? Do you have to get rid of one of our midfielders this offseason? Because we got Cripps, we got Hewitt, we got Lord, we got Chera, we're gonna have Jagger, and we're gonna have Cody.
Well, Cody's next year,
Yeah, next year.
as in like the year after.
I knew that.
As in like he's not this year's draft, he's next year's draft.
Next year's draft. Okay.
So
Well,
he doesn't start playing until no, I think we're gonna have a nice bit of depth there. Cripps and Hewitt will be closer to 31, 32. They might need to evolve their roles. I think Cripps can play for another 3 or 4 more.
Yeah,
personally.
for sure. Especially with him going forward as well, like recently.
Mm.
I hope he really turns into like that Dangerfield type of player where he has good longevity, because if he keeps playing the way he's playing, like I've never seen that guy not strapped up every single body part. So
Yeah.
I really hope, like, again, we treat him good, like we treat his body well, play him forward, rest him. I just hope we don't rely on him as much as we have, like over the last couple of years, few years,
Yeah.
10 years.
Well, that's the question there about the captaincy and should it go to someone else. But if the players vote on it, then the players will decide.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the captaincy? Do you think, because there's a lot of noise around it?
I don't think we have too much of an issue with the captain. I think we have more of an issue around leaders in the group. So the leadership group, there's 4 of them. I don't mind the simplicity of 4 leaders in theory, but I just think we need more leadership in general. Like I think Adam Sard should be. I don't think it's unreasonable to say he should be a leader of the playing group. If not, if he isn't already. Newman is a leader of the group. Hasn't played. We've missed it. Charlie was put into the leadership group this year. He just had a bad year, like just on all fronts. I think our leadership is an issue. Well, not just me. Graham Wright said our leadership was an issue.
Yeah. Who would you put in the leadership group? Like other than the names you named? Because we don't have a leadership group. We have captains and vice captains. Like other teams do have leadership groups. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd put Haynes in there. If we were going to go to the model of an extended group, I would put Haynes in there. Nick Newman, I'd put in there. I don't know if they need labels, but these are the guys I'd put in there.
Yeah.
It's probably giving you an answer there, like the fact that I don't really like. Who would you?
I'd put Ollie in there. Ollie Hollins. I know he's young, but again, he just leads by example, right? He tries his heart out every single game. Like you said, Haynes. I don't really know who else. Frankie Evans.
Frankie Evans. Has anyone turned it around quicker than Frankie Evans?
Nah, that's the greatest like career revival I've ever seen in my life. 6 weeks ago, we were calling for this guy to get dropped, and then he comes out against Melbourne, gets concussed, and I was still like, he's not all that. And then he comes back after concussion and just has legacy games.
Do you know who had a really good career turnaround? Liam Jones.
Yeah.
Liam Jones had a good one. So just with Ollie, 3 seasons now. He played 19 in his first season, 23 last year, and he will play 23 this year. So that's 2 years in a row playing every single game. He will be one of 6 players to play every game this year, which was up from 3 last year who played every game. So this is the thing, right? Availability is ultimately your best ability. Ollie's had his critics at times, but at the same time, he's available. So there's a start.
Look, he's been playing out of position all year. We've been playing off halfback. I really think the evolution for Ollie is for him getting on the ball. Eventually, I want to see him on ball, playing like a follower role. Because like he does run. He provides that run that we just don't have. He is relatively tough as well. I know a lot of people give him slack for not sticking tackles, but he's still a kid, right? He'll put on size eventually. Maybe he doesn't even have to. His ball use is good. I don't know who came out with this rumor that Ollie has bad ball use. He's better than a lot of our players. I trust him more than I trust someone like a Hewitt with the ball.
I think because we missed Walsh, Elijah, and a couple of others, the spotlight was on Ollie a bit more. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing, but I think with him being a link in the chain rather than relying on him to generate the run, I think we'll see a better version of him. He averaged 19 touches this year.
Yeah.
Like
Had a solid year.
He listed it. Yeah, he lifted. So, you going tonight?
Yeah, of course.
Where do you sit?
On the level 1 wing, like
Love it.
M16.
Love it. Are you like a loud operator? What type of?
Yeah,
yeah.
very loud, very obnoxious.
Call the umpire an absolute. You know what I love? I fucking love calling an umpire an idiot. Like I love it.
100%. I always give the umpires shit because they're like standing away from like 100 meters away from the ball. I just ask them sometimes, "What are you doing here, bro? What are you looking at?"
I love umpire dissent as a fan. Like, love it. I can't explain it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's the thing.
Anyway, all right, man. I might see you later tonight.
Easy, bro. See you. Catch you.
See ya. Serge, mate.
Where did I leave you? What happened?
I don't know, man. We're going deep. We're going talking about what's in our control, what's out of our control, and then I don't know what happened. Yeah.
I think what I was trying to say was the silver lining of it all is we were 4 weeks into this year, and the number one thing everyone was crying out about was depth. And here we are at the end of a year. We didn't have to wait for a postseason or a preseason, and we've found ourselves 5 or 6 good players, new talents that have been able to play AFL footy, fit in the system, look pretty bloody good, especially for some of our talls, key positions. And yeah, we come here to this last round. We've already got a new CEO breaking necks and cashing checks. You know, the cloud that's been hanging over our heads of Voss, will he stay, will he go? It's gone. We didn't have to wait for December and the Herald Sun to tell us every 3 days, you know, when Voss is drinking coffee and who he has meetings with and which coach is available. So this transition year that we've gone through, you know, to give anything to win a premiership instead of have a transition year. But if you're going to have one, fuck, it's not bad to have one in round 14 than in November. So,
well, the hope is that next year there's a rise, and then we can maybe look at 2025 as, okay, this is just what we needed to do, take a step back to go forward. But if it sort of keeps trending down next year, then
then we know. Yeah, then we know. We walked into this year, and I, being a Carlton member, and you and all the other people, I think we all know 50% of us thought top 4, premiership, this is it, and the other 50% said 8th or 9th. We scrape in. We didn't even know where we were at. The club seemed lost from prelim to 0-60 the next year. You know, where is Carlton? What is Carlton?
Well,
so we sit here and now we can think, okay, well, maybe we weren't where we thought we were. Graham Wright can see that. Only one, because we were so stuck in it. Can you still got me? Because it looks like you lost me for a second.
Just got you back. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just how I feel. I'm pumped for tonight. Terry, you've been great all year. I mean, you tied a rope around us all and tugged us out of stormy waters all year when it's been difficult to be a Carlton supporter.
It's been batshit crazy, but I'm just hoping it's all going to be worth it one day.
Hey, it's every year we do this. It's worth it. The premiership comes. You know, that Sydney final when we won, and Cripps hits the deck, and everyone jumped out of their seats and thought, "Fuck, we're living it." And then Melbourne came, and you know, I was around 95 and all that stuff, but just do it as an adult and feel how united this club was for that moment, for those few moments. mate, it's worth it. The pain's worth it when you have little things like that.
Yeah. No. Mate, love your work. Might chat to you later on.
I'll see you tonight.
See ya. Hey, they fixed it. Hello, Eric. The what if is fun, although you sent this an hour ago. Sorry. Gags. Hello, mate.
G'day, Taz. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. You looking
Happy
forward
game
to
day.
tonight?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I won't be there tonight, unfortunately, but hope we have a good win. It's going to be interesting just to see what happens in the pre-season.
Where's your head at, or where are you, well, not your head, where's your heart at when it comes to the way it's ending now? Like, are you relieved? Are you disappointed? Bit of both? Are you excited?
Look, I've been lucky enough to see, some grand finals, being an old bastard, so I'm always disappointed when the footy finishes, even if we're playing poorly. But yeah, I'm just very optimistic about the pre-season. I reckon we've lost Jack. Am I disappointed? A little bit, but also with his injuries, and I don't know. He seems to have got sour all of a sudden, and is that a reflection of how how his dad feels about the club too at the moment? I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because it's going to be very hard to see Silvani playing elsewhere, especially Collingwood, but Ben is playing in the seconds there, as we know. So it will be what it will be, I suppose.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I don't know if it's gone, but I feel like after the recent reports of him having the meeting with Collingwood and then the Bombers and the Doggies, I don't know if the emotion will rear its head again if it becomes official, and then we'll go through this purge. But you know what? It just reminds me, no matter what happens, like, okay, like, let's just say that craziest of situations happens over the next month. Yeah, there'll be this initial reaction and everyone will be up in arms and angry, but then, like, you just get over it. Everything will just settle itself down and we'll move on.
Yeah, well, the same as you know, I wasn't real happy when Matt went, Kennedy.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Did we make a mistake, or he's playing good football? There was a couple of others I thought could have went for him, but it is what it is, and just starting to worry me though about the Charlie Curnow rumours all the time, especially with Sydney, what they can offer and whatnot. But if you're asking me, as good as Charlie is, if you're asking me who I'd rather get rid of, him or Harry, silly as it sounds, it'd probably be Charlie.
I think this conversation is so interesting because I think even as far as 12 months ago to this exact point, I reckon Charlie and Wiedering were the absolutely untouchable, don't even ask the question. I think the fact that Charlie's even become part of this conversation and then even gotten to the point where some people might feel the way you do is really interesting. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. It's really interesting how quickly a narrative can change, because I think Charlie was the one that most were saying had the most natural talent, maybe.
Oh, he does by a long way, but he doesn't have I think we discussed this before at training. He doesn't have his brother's will to fight. And if he had that, Jesus Christ, he could be anything. But everyone's different, and that's what we all have to understand. And if you're going off talent, you would put him 100% in front of Harry. But if you put effort, and what they're willing to do at times, Harry's all the way in front.
Yeah. Yeah. Harry
So,
definitely does the 1%.
he does, which is a shame because, my granddaughter loves Charlie. Well, all the kids do because, your Charlie's crew and all of that, which is going to be a big thing for the club to assign to someone else if he does leave. Because all the marketing's around Charlie. And so it's a lot more than just an on-field player.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and it's I've had a good year of change, and I've just had a year of really getting behind Cooper Lord, and I really, what a kid! If just tries his guts out.
Yeah.
And that's they're the players I've always sort of followed. Like in the 80s, I was a big Fraser Murphy fan, and not many people would remember him, but just someone that gave 100% every time he was out in the ground. So they're the players we need, and I think we showed last week that a lot of those kids do have that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, have a good night, mate.
You too, mate. Might chat to you later on.
Yeah, you take care. See you, buddy.
See ya. Very good phrase. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
All right. Lucky last. Connor. No Connor. Connor? Can't hear you, mate. Yep, you there? Hello?
Come on, I see you.
Hello, how are you, mate?
This is bad.
Connor?
The service is bad, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here. I just can't see you.
Yeah.
I can still hear you.
Okay.
It's a very bad service.
Okay, no worries, mate. What's give us your thoughts about tonight?
The thoughts I am saying in Carlton a chance of a win.
Nah, sorry. Connor, hang on. Nah. You there? No. Yeah. I think you're kind of back. Can you hear me, mate?
I can hear you.
I think your service is no good.
See you,
You said Carlton are a chance to what?
Win.
All right. You'll be back. All right. All good. Mate, we'll chat to you later on. Okay. I feel like I had something to play. I had something to play. No. You know what? Let's leave it there. Oh.
Let's leave it there, shall we?
That would have been a fucking stitch up.
We finish when I say we finish, right? I'll do you, right?
We're done when I say we're done.
We could just do Conor McGregor quotes. I'm drinking the mother. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Can I just say it's meme abroad from now on?
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I love it.
you know what? You've been on fire the last couple of days with that. Like, I don't actually think you've got enough like kudos for that.
Oh, thanks.
So here's your kudos because I love you.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, just trying to add a little something, little herbs and spices, spice it up a little bit.
Some herbs.
Yeah, some herbs.
Silent H. Are we all ready? Last game of the season. It's quite emotional, isn't it?
It is. It is. I don't know. When you were doing your previews, did you take a moment? Have you taken a moment at all this week when you're like, all right, guys, final game of the year, and then it actually hits you?
Yeah, for the final, that was my outro for the final time tonight. Yeah, for the final time this year. It's sad, isn't it? Like you kind of, it becomes kind of habit, doesn't it? I take solace in habitual activities.
Yeah. So there's the other part of it as well. I get this irrational anxiety. It's like, no, I want to make sure that I, document every week, and you never know what can happen. Touch wood, life, anything can happen. So like, there's also a bit of relief that, okay, every preview's been done for this another year,
Yeah, and like, I mean, obviously, like I heavily focus on other stuff, so I've still got the finals and shit like that, and then I've got like the off-season draft trade. So got that. I mean, it's kind of nice because this one takes up the majority of the time, doesn't it? Previews and reviews.
Yeah.
And dare I say it without sounding ungrateful, I can do something I do enjoy.
Trying to make sense of Carlton.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It is, isn't it? I'm looking forward to having a break and coming back.
What does your off season? I mean, you're not going to have a break anytime soon because it's going to ramp up for trade period and draft period, especially. But what are you doing end of year? What is your getaway?
I don't, to be honest. Do I? I am 24 hours on the go. So I mean, I'll rest when I'm dead. Is my mantra. I'll spend more time with the kidlets. So that's my off season. I enjoy that. So a little bit more Fortnite, a little bit more Minecraft, things like that. So yeah, that's it really. Nothing exciting. I don't do a like, go and find myself in the Middle East. Do you know what I mean? I find myself in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm running away to find something. You've realized that it's been there the whole time. Just
yeah. So I enjoy that. So no,
I love the footy. I love the madness, but I also love getting out of the bubble and being around people that have absolutely no idea what the sport even is. Well, before you know it, there might be an article. Blue Abroad wants to go do Gold Coast content. Can't handle the bubble. Wants the lifestyle.
You know what is really sad is you say that, but like Carlton have been in the worldwide press this year. So I used to have that. I have a good group of English mates I've stayed friends with. And when Carlton manages to make it to the UK,
yeah,
my sanctum has been disturbed.
Well, you've always had the in the back of your mind, like, I can always go home, back to the peace, away from footy.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't do that anymore. Cheers.
Yeah. What do the numbers say about the game tonight?
Well, I mean, last week was a 91.8% chance of winning. This week, I can tell you it is an 81.4%.
Ooh. 81.4% the Blues win tonight. That's good enough for me.
So the difference is in them data is the last two games Essendon have trended against their recent trend, where Port Adelaide were like they're Tom Petty, they're free falling.
So what do you expect tonight? Like a close-ish game?
No.
Oh.
I expect the Blues to win by 35-50.
Oh, that'd be great. You know what? What was the... Hang on. If I've got the team up here, I want to look at the team last time we played. I feel like we have a much poorer team this time around. Yeah. Let's have a look.
Oh, no. Try and bring the vibes and look at Terry. He's got to bring it down.
Okay.
Our Pom's happy. Let's get rid of it.
No. I'm happy. I'm so happy. This is the team tonight. Okay? This is the team tonight. And this was the team last time. So Silvani was playing. Cincotta was playing. Cooper Lord was playing. We didn't have Harry. but we had Charlie. McGovern was playing.
Doc, Raz,
Oh yeah, Doc.
and Raz.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we won by 8 points. I kind of back this team more than what I backed that team.
Like Rocco nails it. There's a name missing out of that. The man that brings it all together. The forgotten man. We were all betrayed. He is the one Evans to rule them all.
Francis Evans.
What is he doing? He's beginning to believe.
He's so. Hey, look, look. It's all about vibes, isn't it? Like I've said it quite clearly. Last 2 weeks, like, read anything into this. Just use this to try and get your love of the game back. There's too much hate. I mean, social media. This is the worst time of year for my mental health because people's ideas on who you should bring in. That like fuck me. Like no. Everyone nowadays is a mental health advocate. People need to think about Pom's mental health when you have an idea of who you bring into the football club. Think about that.
Who are you thinking? Who have you got your eye on? Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 players.
I mean, to be honest, I'm going to judge it at the end of the season. I want to see what Carlton remove. I do expect 7 to 8 people to be removed off that list. And after that, I want to have a look at what teams are delisting. If JSOS leaves, because obviously bringing in non-free agents, anyone on the free agency affects that comp. Anyone who we bring in, if we bring in a restricted, that affects TDK's comp. So like for me, at the minute, I'm waiting to see what other clubs do and what we do. More importantly, it'll change. If TDK and JSOS both leave, that changes my perspective. If we keep them in, if we keep one of them, that changes it. So I want to see what other clubs are doing, get a real good feel for this draft, because I think in about 2 weeks' time, you'll be able to guarantee where the bid for Harry Dean comes. So that will change it. But I don't see anyone at the minute as a dying need, to be honest. Like I know there was the link with Buku Karmis that John Ralph did. A guy that they played Aaron Norton down back and moved him to the forward line. So
yeah,
great.
We just like clear that up again, right? So Dogs struggle in defense when Liam Jones goes down. Buku Karmas still not in defense. Aaron Norton goes back to defense. I don't know what.
Yeah, so they were quite open. They were quite open with Buku Karmis. Like they see him as a forward now. He can't get into the back line. So that is why Carlton's depth's rubbish. And that is something that I'm hoping Carlton change this year with their recruitment. You buy players that make you better and that you don't guess. So for me, when you look at Buku Karmis, the fact he was moved down back, he started down back, moved forward. They had mass injuries down the back. Norton played at centre half back for games. They waited on their jet young player and they kept him down the back. For me, that's a risk if you're bringing him in as a back line. That recruitment's as a forward line, and I don't see it. But I find Buku Karmis falls into the Lee Kalia category. He looks good, but he's not good. And I don't think we have time to guess.
I think a lot of us also, the grass is always greener on the other side when it's players from other clubs who you don't watch week to week. And I think that often gets forgotten about. And then it's like they come to the club and then you watch them week to week. You watch everything that they do, every handball, every kick, every word that's spoken. And then you remember that there's more to it than what you see on the other side. And generally players leave other clubs for a reason.
Yeah. When I see people link players to Carlton Football Club, I instantly know they don't watch anyone else. I instantly know, and they don't follow the game. They don't follow the trends of the game. So when you look at like last year, Adelaide would be the model you would build your recruitment on this year. They finished bottom half last year. They went out and they targeted certain players that were massive holes and flaws in their game. And you look at the players they brought in, they're not exactly names that get you willy hard. Isaac Cumming. Ironic, I've used that analogy. James Peatling. Do you know what I mean? Like them type of players. So it was a total accident, that one. It was a total accident. So that's what you've kind of got to look at. You've got to look at what's Carlton's massive hole, plug and play. And it can't be like we haven't got the time to develop players. Like we haven't got the time. It's not going to happen. So there's a reason Carlton are where they are. It's because they don't naturally develop players. So I always find it quite fascinating at the end of the season. I know everyone has an opinion, but like, do you remember Will Brodie? We did about 8 trade profiles. I've actually banned it. We're not allowed to be linked with him. But the arrogance that you think we can fix a mistake that another club has done when we can't even get top 5 picks, right? We need the now players. So, like, I think you start with the outs, Terry, don't you? The AFL out of contracts is always a good place to look. You look at our outs. Really, Carlton have got to be going into this trade period and going, right, Chincotta's probably not going to be there next year. Lemmy's probably not going to be there next year. Mitch McGovern's probably not going to be there next year. So is Fantasia. Rob Monaghan, he becomes Gresham. Sam Dockett is not going to be there. Will White is a potential. What can we do to remove these players who are borderline best 22? And can we bring someone in that we know? So, like, the first name that comes off my head, you want a name, someone like Sam Frost. Sam Frost, for me, would be someone that would be in it. Why? Guaranteed AFL level. Do I want him in the best 22? No. But he has played finals and he was a rock and he's lost his job because Tom Barras is there, who is generationally good. So you're looking for someone to increase your depth. Like if you told me that Wheaterin is injured and it's Lewis Young, I feel sick. If you told me Sam Frost is going to do a game, I feel a lot more better. So that's what Carlton got to do. Like I don't think it's as dramatic as it is.
So with the loss of someone like Sam Doherty, for example, right? Like rightly, wrongly, he's gone. That the reality is we're talking about a 31-year-old who played 15 games and had the ball 20 times a game. So capable. Like it's still important to replace his experience at the bare minimum, right? Like maybe not a 31-year-old per se. It could be a 31-year-old, but like a 26-year-old, 27-year-old who can play in the roles that he did.
You've got to look at like what I always think the best way to do it. The worst way to look at trade is think like a Carlton fan.
Right.
Like, take your Carlton hat off. Think what would other teams do? So like Tatum's taking the piss there about Sam Frost, but like Sam Frost is infinitely better than Ethan Phillips and infinitely better than an 18-year-old if you have him on a rookie deal, 200K. So this is what I mean. This is where Carlton fans struggle to grasp list management. What would another club do? So Adelaide, who have recruited incredibly well over 3 years, or if you look at how Collingwood have recruited in the last 2 years, they're the two benchmarks with Geelong in the middle. So what you'd look at is Sam Doherty. Adelaide would probably try and look in their own list. So you've got to ask yourself, has Billy Wilson done enough if he was required to play 23 games to be Sam Doherty? I think no. What do you think, Terry, in chat? If he had to play 23 games, would you say Billy Wilson's the man, or would you be more 50-50?
I wouldn't say Billy Wilson is ready.
Yeah. So then what you've got to think is I've got to find someone like Billy Wilson, but a better version of Billy Wilson, but maybe not as good as Sam Doherty. So then you've also got to think very cleverly, right? I don't want to take the opportunity away from Billy Wilson. That's where Carlton have made mistakes. They often don't think long-term as well. They think fix it now, but forget about the long-term, that we do want Billy Wilson to have the opportunity to be that guy. So you would probably look at like Collingwood would probably be the model here, or Geelong. They would find someone in the VFL, AFL, who's on the fringes. So a name that someone of that ability of, let's say, someone like Rory Laird or someone like Jake Lloyd, and go, right, we can get a year out of him, hopefully intrinsically learn Billy Wilson, Lockie Cowan, but he is that stopgap for a year, 2 year deal. So that's the kind of thing you do, because you don't want to then bring in someone like, say, a name I saw Carlton linked with the other day by John Ralph, and I actually feel like fucking running off a cliff. He said, get Oleg Markov. That would be the worst thing to do, because that is the old Carlton. Get someone in that's going to clog the list and not serve a purpose. So Markov isn't going to push anyone. So
What about
Tatum? I don't mind Ollie Florent, but again, that's when you've got to outweigh your costs. We don't know what's going to happen with the Cody Walker draft. We don't have much trade collateral. So this is a really exciting time, because you look at the top teams in the league at the minute, they're buying good players.
There were two names that came to my mind when you were explaining that, right? One was, I don't know what their availability is, but one was Devin Robertson and the other one was Jacob Ware. Do they fit that mold?
So Jacob Ware would be a fascinating guy that you would buy. Would be a fascinating guy, because Jacob Ware has got something that not many. It would be that skill talent acquisition. Hard running, runs both ways, has lockdown. He would be that solid kind of guy that you bring in. Devin Robertson. My issue with Dev, incredible high ceiling, and he's kind of fallen into the middle of the pack. So I'm just
looking at it now. Jacob Ware just turned 27.
Yeah, he's fallen. So he would be that type of guy that, worst case, he is probably better than all that. So like, you've got to look at Billy Wilson. Like, it's not unfair to say Billy Wilson, like, because I think also people get too worried about the kids, and no other club does it. Billy Wilson's played, a handful of games. So potentially you could get better, but you don't know. And in sport, you can't plan around what you don't know. So that's where I think, as a club, our fan base is very similar as well, in the terms of that they expect the best or the worst. They don't actually see the norm. So I think Jacob Weir coming in could be that type of thing, that he's played wing halfback. He's AFL average at both of them. He's not great, but that's the benchmarker. So if Billy Wilson can't be better than Jacob Weir at halfback within a year, delist him.
Yeah.
If Lucas Camporelli and co can't get up to his level within a year or 2 years, they're not going to be much chop. So that's what you've got to have there. But it also comes, like Tatum makes a great point. Choco Williams, the development guy, he's leaving Melbourne. It also comes around to that. I don't think our development has been very good.
Yeah. No, I would love someone like Choco Williams to work with Charlie.
I agree. I agree. So, like, I think the worst thing Carlton could do this season is, I've already seen them links as well to big names. I think from a Carlton point of view, what we've got to do is we've got to raise our bottom end.
Yep.
Because it is a rebuild. You know, when people start talking about Charlie, trading him, the way the AFL works is they don't do player-for-player trades, and they never will, because the AFL is so far behind other sports, but no team will ever do player-for-player trade, no picks. So if you are down the avenue of removing Charlie, that is a rebuild. That means what you've done for the last 5 years, Carlton have obviously had a plan, and the fact Graham Wright has backed in Nick Austin, says that he agrees with the draft plan, it's a total rebuild. At the minute, Carlton have got to focus on what they have got and make it better. So that isn't stars, because already I'm starting to see Ralphie allude and Cal Toomey. Carlton will go after a big name. Petrarca was a name Cal Toomey mentioned the other day. John Ralph's obsessed with Butters. That would be the worst Carlton thing to ever do.
Yeah.
Like, because Zach Butters is a better version of what we got. A goal-shy, hard edge kicking mid with a little bit of pace. But then you'd be spending a mass amount of salary to have another one when you've already got B-grade versions of him. So then that's kind of worrying. For me, that would be a very bad message to this group. So it's going to be fascinating.
Yeah.
Because looking at how it is, it's going to be fascinating what they do with Cody, because Carlton almost are impossible to attack the draft this year. It's almost impossible, because that Dean bid will be around 11 to 15. And I can bet your ass to a barn dance. You can guarantee it won't be in the top 10, but it will be after that TDK pick. So it kind of worries it then, because they've done well at hiding Jack Eisen, but the draft is pretty much out of caliber this year. The AFL will have to announce what happens with Cody for 2 draft periods, so we'll know before the trade period. If they do lock it out, Carlton have got to get picks in for next year to try and jump the queue. It's going to be a real fascinating thing because Carlton are kind of stymied at the moment, and we're going to have to try and work our way out.
I thought we went through this with the Campo twins. They were going to change the rules, and then we ended up getting the boys as we usually would. Isn't that what happened?
Well, knowing a list manager, they actually lie to you. So that meeting last year was preempting what could happen this year. They put it out there. They discuss it. So it's been heavily known that they want rid of father-son. They want to try and limit the NGA. My read on it is I don't think they'll kill the NGA day one and father-son. I don't think they will because they've already dramatically changed the AFL today. So the rules now are incredibly hard. Like you look at it, it's kind of hard. I would predict I was a betting man, I think there'll be a lockout on the top 5, right? So if they bid in the top 5, I think they'll actually the next stage is remove matches. So instead of getting a discount of 3,000 for pick 1, you pay 3,000. Right. So I think that's the next stage that they'll do before they totally eradicate it. But people are so naive how that works. Carlton hold all the trump cards with Cody Walker. They own his NGA contract. That won't go. The father-son and the NGA, that won't go. So they've cheated with Jack Eisen. Technically, Carlton have cheated. So there's a common conspiracy that Jack Eisen hasn't played so many games because he's got a contract. He's got a scholarship. That's totally false. It'll be a part of it, but Carlton know when to expose him. So Carlton will have put heavy pressure on not exposing him as much, which is what Geelong do. For the Falcons, Geelong massively do that. It's what all the top teams do. So if it would go, simply what would happen next year is Carlton would pull rank. So Carlton would be like, right, you're playing X amount of games in the Talent League. You'll play early. Then there's no issue. Then you're not playing. You'll play your Vic Country games, but you're not playing in this period. We want you to play for your school. They'll hide it. And then what will happen is Cody Walker will tell people, I want to play for Carlton. I want to play for Carlton. Like, people panic, but the AFL draft is the most convoluted, manipulated draft in the world. And in the last 10 years, we haven't seen anyone end up trade or draft where they don't want to end up. So you think about it logically. Let's say I've got pick 1, West Coast Eagles. Cody Walker's looked me deadpan in the eye and goes, I want to play for Carlton. Carlton have traded up to pick 3, pick 4. Am I picking Cody Walker? Absolutely not, because it's about keeping players.
I love when you come.
It'll just cost us more, which I totally agree with. Incidentally, I might be the worst Carlton fan in the world. I don't care. I'd rather see it go. The top 18 players should be free to the world.
Very good. Very, very good. Well, what time are you live tonight?
10 minutes before the game. I've got Bomber Banter on with me tonight as well.
A dual stream with Fiona.
Yeah, it's genuinely a worry because we've built quite a nice friendship over the last year, and historically, you do a watch along with Bob, you end up hating me quite quickly. So huge fucking test.
Have you done one with Jake?
No, because me and Jake have a hatred of each other and a love, and all we've ever done with each other is had a beer once. Can you imagine me calling him a prick for 2.5 hours?
Yeah, I mean, you broke Swoop Luke. I thought for whatever reason you had done one with Jake, but you would, that actually, I think I'd pay for that.
What, me versus Jake?
Yep.
I mean, look, Jake keeps calling out people for a fight and stuff. I actually think me and Jake having a boxing charity match would do numbers, don't you?
I agree. I would promote the fuck out of it.
Don't you think? Like Jake versus Pom. Like we talk a lot of shit to each other. Like, just actually settle it like real men in a ring. Jake versus Pom. I'm keen. Look, we could make some great money.
What would I pay? Okay, Okay, so if that was a ticketed event, what would I pay? I would pay. Yeah, I'd pay 120, 130.
Can you imagine the press conferences?
Yeah.
Like literally, like the pre-game hype would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Hang on a minute. I think we just created a market here. There's one
Yeah, I'm
ticket.
telling you. I mean,
There's
it would
two
give me
tickets.
it would give me a reason to really step it up in the gym and work out. So I sometimes need a bit of motivation.
See, Bugs Bell knows. Bugs Bell knows. There's no paywall here. Yeah, we would stream it for free.
I reckon it'd be quality. Do you know what I mean? Like the pre-game would be amazing.
You know, we're gonna have to. You know, when DeConing does his request to leave, we're gonna have to sit through Jake.
Yeah, I watched one of his fan cams. Shout out Langy, who alerted me to this. But his post-game review after the Richmond game, and he's like, "This is what flag winning sides do. They win tight games." And I'm like, he is so fucking insufferable. Like he has the audacity to have a go at you and me when we're happy we win once, but I don't think we start alluding that we're the next fucking dynasty.
He gets to me, but I also love it when his tail's wagging. I think it's good for footy.
I have to put it out there. I love Jake, genuinely from the bottom of my heart. I love him. He's like a little brother to me. So I think that's where the animosity comes. Like I have to bully him, but I also love him at the same time. So
no, I have a lot of I have a lot of respect for him. And he just has a way with his words. I don't think he would ever fight, though. I think he would do a debate. A debate would be like a sledging match would be great.
Do you know what I mean? We just slap him.
Yeah.
I reckon he'd do it.
Well,
I reckon he'd do it.
I've got to get going because I've got to go do a contrast session. Reset the nervous system for tonight. Sauna ice bath, mate. You know.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me. Yeah.
I was talking to Ari the other day, and he's like, "Oh, he was getting a little bit sensitive. I was making fun of him and like still watching wrestling, and he's like, what? He's getting really uptight. Like, mate, I do weird shit too. It's fine. We all have a weird thing that we do. So,
mate, well, enjoy your contrast therapy.
Bit of blue tea afterwards. Yeah.
Blue tea, fuck me. Well, enjoy, mate, and enjoy chat. And if you are at the game, please come down and have a little bit of fun. Last time we do a Carlton watch along this year.
7:20 p.m. Pommy and Oz YouTube channel.
It is 7:20, and then we'll be straight into finals off-season content. Can't wait,
mate. Chat to you tonight.
Go Blues.
Go Blues. All right, guys, that's us. Hey, for those of you who are still watching, you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in. Hang on. Save this link for later. This is the fan cams link for those of you that want to jump on later. Fan cams link. Save that, and I'll see you all later. I'll be on when I get home. Probably, I don't know. It's MCG. I might hang around a little longer and hear the song if we win. But yeah, I'll be home. And starting by about 11, it'll be a late session tonight, I think. We'll see how we go. That's been game day. Take care. See you soon. Go Blues.